Hey folks, it is, yes, we're at Sycamore Crossing. That's right. We're in downtown Blue Ridge, and it is fall. I know all of you are wondering out there, well, it's 95 degrees every day. Yes, I understand, but it's just around the corner. You're going to start feeling the beautiful fall weather and all the reasons to come visit us in North Georgia. I'm your host, BKP. This is downtown Blue Ridge, Sycamore Crossing. We love it here. We're going to be in October at Sycamore Crossing until the weather, as we've said before, until everybody votes. Everybody votes and says, hey, it's too cold to be out here. So until that takes place, we will be here every morning. Let me tell you our lineup this morning. We have Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley. Right after that, we have the All-Star Political Panel. And as I always say, wonder if they have anything to talk about. Right after that, the North Georgia Senior Living with Community Relations Director, Jesse Barton from Cameron Hall. Say that 3 times fast. And then we always round out the show with our star on Friday, the Pet of the Week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. Now, I just have like 2 quick things I want to get to before we get to Ask the Doc. So have you noticed all of the media now? The President of the United States, which I really liked when he looked at the camera and he said the other day, to the media, Joe Biden and his son are stone cold crooked, okay? I enjoyed that myself. I don't know about you, but do you notice, I study the media, the way they're framing things. They say Joe Biden. They say Joe Biden and his son, right? It's just like the guy and his little son, Billy. They want you to get that impression like it's Joe Biden, the baseball coach, and his little son, Billy, they keep going after. That's the way they're framing it. Do they ever say former Vice President, Senator Joe Biden and his son? No, they don't, because they want to frame that narrative like they're talking about this innocent Joe Biden and his son. So pay attention to that. The other thing is they keep saying that the president's inviting these foreign countries to meddle in our elections. Now, I want to say I'm not going to deny there's meddling and there's outside things going on with technology. I get it. But for me, nobody's ever meddled in my vote. But if you keep saying it loud enough and you just keep going and over, I have to say, I'm going to plead ignorance that I don't quite understand the meddling in the election because nobody's ever meddled in my vote, so I don't know about that. But if you keep yelling that loud enough, right? And then the other thing I want to say before we get into Dr. Whaley, they keep saying that the president is asking for an investigation into his political opponent. Well, first of all, Joe Biden has not won the nomination, and far before the Ukrainian thing came out, Elizabeth Warren started kicking Joe Biden's ass like months ago. So I don't think if you ever heard Ukraine, ever heard anything from the President of the United States, never see a transcript from Zelensky, that you would have Joe Biden as the nominee, because Elizabeth Warren, like her or not, is pounding that war drum, no pun intended, Pocahontas, on Biden's head well before Ukraine came out. So you hear a couple things. He's going after his political opponent. No, he's not. How come there's not one newscast that says the President of the United States is actually interested in corruption and corruption where the Vice President may be involved? No, that's never the sentence. I could go on and on, as you could tell. I better take a break. I wonder if we'll bring this back up with the All-Star Political Panel, but right after these messages, we'll have Dr. Whaley. Ask the Doc. I should get my composure back here a little bit. Dr. Whaley, we're in downtown Blue Ridge. I absolutely love it. It's a live show. You're going to hear the train whistle. You're going to hear delivery trucks. You're going to hear the adult beverages being delivered down the street for the restaurants. Small Town America starts up with us. Hey, I just got that. Write that down. Small Town America starts up with us on Friday morning. Love that. Take a break.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, downdraft spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
8 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host BKP, and it is time for Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley. We want to thank North Georgia Cancer Research here, affiliated with Northside Hospital. We really appreciate them for the segment. And we're at Blue Ridge, downtown. Beautiful morning, Dr. Whaley. Now, a couple things I want to do before we get into anything. We have a studio audience.
Yeah, we do.
All right, we have a studio audience. We have, how about this? The doctor's in the house, right?
Right.
The producer, the directors, they're in the house.
And their studio audience.
And the one and only Stevie Richards is in the house. Now, for you out there, wrestling fans, you know Stevie Richards is in the house. And we brought the plumber. I mean, you never know.
No. Well,
Ben Kissel's in the house. He's right.
Yeah, he can go over. He can go
Yeah,
over
we
here
got
and
everybody.
unstuff the
We
drain,
got
right?
everybody.
All right,
We can
yeah.
do everything. Now, thank you for your service. The Vietnam traveling wall is in Blue Ridge today. I didn't want to do that in the opening. I wanted to save that for our time.
Right.
And I knew we were going to talk about that. There's a ceremony today. It came in being led by a long caravan of motorcycles.
I think 100 and something motorcycles.
Right, and then it is set up. The Vietnam traveling wall, we'll explain, is set up. It is a replica. Now, I have had the
It's
opportunity.
3/5.
3/5, right, in
3/5.
size. But it is every name is on there.
That's correct.
Now, I've had the opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. and see all the memorials for the great men and women that gave all in that area. So, but this is an awesome thing. I have seen this wall in a couple other places, but it is here now behind on 515 behind CVS, behind Town and Country Furniture, where they built the new United Methodist Church, the property there behind the Chamber of Commerce. It is set up. Had a nice little ceremony
Why don't
coming
you
in.
say it's right next to the post office?
No, there you go. Everybody, if you don't know where that's at, it's right next to the post office.
Say it's next to Joe's oil change.
And
Everybody knows where the post office is.
And I promise
All
I'm
right,
going to give this to you. All right, I'm going to give this to you because what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you right now. What I need to do is, all right, I watched when it was set up. I watched grandparents go touch the wall, right? Find the name, and I did. I went down one day when it was set up here locally. It was in LJ about 5-6 years ago, and I went down and I just sat there and watched people, and I watched people walk up and touch the wall, and I didn't know. And I would go up to them. And I say, "Can I ask you a question?" That was my son. This my nephew. That was my dad. And they would just go up and just touch the wall and stand next to it. And I'm telling you, just chills, just absolute chills. Now I'll turn it over to you because I know it means a lot to you.
Well, one of your expert panel has a brother on there. You know that, right?
What?
One of your expert panel has a brother on there.
No, I don't know that. Who? Or do I wait? Just wait and let him tell me?
Well, I mean, he's a Silver Star Winter Marine, died there. And that's Bruce Conti.
Oh, okay.
All right. So it's close to home here.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. So I went back. I couldn't go to the wall for 15 or more years. When I finally went, Jane went with me. It was a very emotional experience. I will go to the wall when there's not many people there while it's here. As I told people the other night at the charity thing when I was mentioning it was coming to town, I says, you'll find probably most of the veterans will be there right before dawn or right after sunset, and then because most people will be there in the daytime, and the veteran wants to go there, be by himself, and sit there, be by himself. He either go there. It's lit and guarded 24 hours a day, so you could go in the middle of the night if you want. But my experience is that most of the people that were there and have friends that are on that wall don't go in the daytime. They go when they can be private.
It is open 24 hours.
Yeah, and one of the things is they don't want people going out there and throwing frisbees and playing playing grab ass out there. They want them going out there and being respectful.
Well, we got to jump right into the questions. I know we're putting a lot of time, but
well,
I have all the time in the world because of the importance of this. We take for granted sometimes when we have opportunities to travel.
Right.
You're a world traveler. I've not been able to travel the world, but I've been able to travel to D.C. and see many things. And when you go to the wall, what you will see is you'll see a lot of people that are not able to take those trips. They're not able to, whether it's financial means, physically, in wheelchairs, handicap, and this provides them a way to actually get to see that.
It's just like being in Normandy.
And they come for exactly. You don't get to go to Normandy, but I will tell you, there's our train whistle in the morning. But what it also does is you will see people come for hundreds of miles.
Well, they come from around the world.
Yeah, to see the wall.
Yeah.
All right. So, anything else you want to?
Well,
say
I just
on
wanted
that?
to say you were talking about it's a cool day today. It's 61 degrees. Yesterday we were officially.
Weatherman, Dr. Witt, I had to make it official.
It's a best
Our
official.
weatherman, Dr.
So
Witt.
I've always tell you we're 6 inches down in rain this year. And yesterday we were officially declared to be in a drought. Now, you know, droughts usually are slow in onset, so how did they describe the drought? You've heard of the flash mob?
Right.
It's a flash drought. Brought on by the 15 days of greater than 90-degree heat that broke the, you know, we broke the world record 15 days in September for heat in Georgia. And we broke it yesterday, and I think the day before yesterday. So we've had about 18 days in the last 30-something days where we set new records in heat.
Yes.
That's that global warming shit to know it ain't supposed to happen. All right, we got great questions.
So wait, we're down 6 inches.
6 inches, yeah.
Okay.
But remember, year before last, we were up 18. Last year, we were right on the numbers. So if you take 3 or 4 years, we're still fine. There's a lot of water in the ground. Don't worry about it. The well will be fine.
We got to get to questions.
All right, we got some really good questions here, and this is an interesting.
There's two things.
Yeah.
I don't have glasses. I hope they're home.
Yeah.
And two, I forgot my jacket. I want to apologize. My sport coat. I don't know where that's.
I can run in there and get you one of my hockey things.
I might have to do that.
We'll do that during the thing here. This is interesting here. The first question. Generally, you know, we say they don't give you enough specific information, so this person turned around and put it on us. Several months ago, you answered a question about my mother and her treatment for stage 4 ovary cancer. She is finishing chemo now, and the numbers are all perfect. And yesterday, they started talking about some sort of ongoing maintenance therapy. What is that all about if the cancer is all gone?
Okay, I mean, I'm interested in it personally.
Well, from the discussion we were having earlier.
Yes.
All right, slap up that first. Chris, the new producer, that first one up there. This one here, you saw that one at the last. We're talking about ovarian cancer. Pop up the one that's the pictures there as the next, because this is the incidence of cancer, men and women, then the deaths in cancer, men and women, and that thing right there is supposed to confuse you, right?
Yeah.
But ovary cancer is a big deal. The cancers that run in families for females are breast, ovary, and colon. So women are focused on these 3 cancers. And if you get to the next one, the silhouettes, show the silhouettes. This you need to spend a little time looking at here. The number of patients who get breast cancer that die are only 31%.
All right.
The number of patients who get cervix cancer that ultimately die are 50%.
Okay.
The ones that get ovarian cancer are 64%. So 2/3 of women who get ovarian cancer are going to die of the disease. So the idea of doing something that will maintain a remission for a longer period of time before they relapse and die is exceedingly important. Now pull those off there for a minute and let's have a blank screen. So the idea, and I've talked about this many times before, is somebody with stage 4 disease, when they say, well, why are you going to treat them if the cancer can't be cured? It's because with many cancers, we can get them into a remission. We're going to talk about that in a minute here with this ovarian cancer. And then by doing things that are relatively non-toxic, keep them in a remission for a long period of time. I've got patients with stage 4 ovarian cancer who were blown out to here and looked like they're 9 months pregnant, who are working full time, and that cancer is not gone, is in remission. It's not that everybody believes they're cured, but they've been normal for 4 or 5 years. All right. So let's go to the next one and put that up for a minute because this really is important. A maintenance therapy. The goal of maintenance therapy is to extend PFS, that's progression-free survival. And then this gives you down here some stuff that'll confuse everybody, but there's various ways about once you've got somebody in a remission of trying to extend that remission. One, that's what we did with this woman's, this question we had here a few weeks ago, was that they were being aggressive about the treatment. I think she'd had a surgical procedure to get a lot of the disease out after some of the treatment. Then I said they'll give her more treatment And if they can get the numbers to go down, then she has a good chance of a long-term survival. So what has happened now is every time they have made a additional change, it's been because she's doing well and they're trying to prolong her survival. So pull that one down and put up that one with the two little circles there. Here's what, if you have a patient that you get into a remission and you do nothing, generally the relapse is going to happen in 4 to 6 months. But if you give maintenance therapy, 21% median means that's the middle.
Right.
They got some that were 6 months, they got some that were 7 or 8 years. So you have really extended the worthwhile functional time without having to go back on additional treatment. Now, I want you to show this next one that says landmark, because everybody knows I'm old, right? If you look at this long graph of can you see that time graph on there? It shows pretty well. If you look at the left-hand number, it says cisplatin 1978. Well, I'd been in practice 6 years then, and a lot of the experimental therapy on cisplatin we did. Well, that's a base drug now for almost everything. And if you look, then bang, 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 things happen so rapidly, rapid. So when you get up here to 2014, you see where it says bevacizumab. You like that one?
Yeah, I like that one. I'm just glad you didn't.
You see that one there on the top right? Pull that thing down. All right, we're going to go to the. Can I pull a switcheroo on you? Give me the eyeball next. All right, so we're going to the eyeball next. We've talked.
Switcheroo.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've talked about this before. There are gray-headed people here, and
somehow I get in every week.
yeah, and in the gray-headed people, we all know people in the nursing home or our grandparents or the elderly parents who have what is called macular blood vessel development, and they are going to the doctor and getting an injection into the eye as often as once a month to prevent that macular blood vessel leaking blood vessels from making them go blind. That thing that's injected into the eye is bevacizumab. And that is one of those drugs I told you before that stops new blood vessels from growing in to feed cancer. Now, if this drug is safe enough to inject into the eyeball of 70 and 80-year-old people in a nursing home, then we give it IV to ovarian cancer patients after we've got them into remission, and it keeps them into remission. It must be a daggum safe drug, right?
Right.
All right, now go to the summary thing. Okay, so now we're on the summary. The patients, I was talking to this lady when this thing came up about a patient in the same state, same situation, who we were starting at that time on bevacizumab.
Right.
The drug is called Avastin. Well, there's one other drug. You remember we talked about genetic drivers? You remember about the BRCA gene, and you get the BRCA gene, you have to have your breast taken off or your ovaries taken off. If your cancer had the BRCA gene, then this drug that has come out that you can use for breast cancer, these are called Parp Inhibitors, there's 3 of them, safe drug, it's a pill, can be given for maintenance therapy. And it can now be, as of about 8 weeks ago, which is why I think they began talking about this, is she must have that genetic change, because you can use both of those drugs together. And we have no data about how long that's going to last. But since we know that it can last a couple of years just with bevacizumab or Avastin, adding this drug may mean that this patient who has stage 4 disease is dying and is agonizing pain. 6 months later, they're in a remission. The numbers are all good. It might be 5 years or more before it relapses again. So, to answer your question, maintenance therapy makes great sense. It is used most commonly in colon cancer, some lymphomas, and ovarian cancer, and it's just taken off in ovarian cancer. So tell Mama to go talk to them and be encouraged.
Okay, thank you very much for that first question. Now, if you have a question for the doc, don't forget, send it to info, I-N-F-O, at fetchyournews.com. Put in the subject line, Ask the Doc, and we'll get it to Dr. Whaley. Also, don't forget, go to our YouTube channel, FYN TV Fetch Your News. Go to the playlist. You will see Ask the Doc, and many of the questions that you may have, we've answered throughout the years, and you can share this information from that playlist with your friends. So, we want to thank North Georgia Cancer Research Center here, affiliated with Northside Hospital, for the segment. Dr. Whaley, what is our second question this morning?
All right. Put up that next one there. Okay, expert panel. Expert panel needs to listen to this. This next question.
This is a panel pay attention question.
I
Write that down. That was pretty good.
All right. I have avoided red meat for 30 years for health reasons, and I am confused about the news that red meat does not cause colon cancer. What should I think?
I would think you just wasted 30 years.
Right. Put up, you got that
I mean, it's
first
just
one?
me. Obviously, it wasn't my question. I have not avoided red meat for
All right.
30 years.
You got the first one up there? All right. This is the title of this Annals of Internal Medicine article.
All right, let's hear
It's
this
been-
one.
we mentioned this last week, but it hit the news 3 days ago, right?
Yes.
All right. So you just read what that says. You can read that without your glasses, right there.
Annals of Internal Medicine. Unproceeded red meat, unprocessed red meat and processed meat consumption dietary guidelines recommendations from the Nutritional Recommendations Consortium. Right?
That's a lot of BS, isn't it, right? All right.
Anytime there's a consortium.
Oh, consortium. All right, now here's the whole here's the whole article that is focused on this, right?
Okay.
All right, the next thing, you got the meat up there. This grill at the Falcon football game where they got their butt handed to them has unprocessed meat there. That's these hamburgers made out of grass. And it's got these big old bratzes and hot dogs. That's processed meat.
Right,
Now, we're
okay.
going to separate those two in our mind, okay? So we're going to only talk about red meat, not bacon, not sausage, not just hamburger and beef and red meat from the grocery store that's not been processed.
Okay.
When you talk about any cigarette smoking causes lung cancer, penicillin cures strep throat, all that sort of stuff, people who are listening to this argument believe in their mind that there must be some experimental evidence that shows that this is true. Is that the way you would
Okay,
assume?
right.
Show that next one, and we'll put it up just for a minute. This is the way that experimental studies are done, where you give one group of people the purple pill and you give the other people the drug. These people get penicillin, these people don't, that sort of thing. Okay, you got all that figured out over there, Chris? You got it up for people to see? All right, pull it down now. That is not what this study is about. You got that in your head? This is not an experiment where some people ate the red meat and some ate the chicken and fish. This study took many, many, many articles and clinical and scientific studies that covered 1.4 million people. Now that's a big number, 1.4 million people. And it measured the amount of evidence that a red meat diet contributed to prostate cancer, colon cancer, diabetes, and heart disease, and they determined that the amount of evidence was weak. Not that there was no evidence at all, but that the order of magnitude was not big. You got that? That this was weak evidence. Now, they then made a leap of faith, and that leap of faith is, why should you try to change an individual's lifestyle and desire and tell him if he was raised in Minnesota or he was raised out west and he used to eat 3 or 4 servings of beef a week, that he ought to stop eating the beef when there really isn't any strong evidence that making that change is going to benefit him. Now, that's the key point right there. One more time. Why should you try to change what somebody is doing if the magnitude of the evidence that making that change is going to benefit them is small? I'll take wearing a motorcycle helmet. I believe that you're safer wearing a motorcycle helmet, and that when they make a law to make a motorcycle helmet, wearing that thing is worth changing your behavior or the change in what you want to do. I believe that seat belts are safe, and that if they make a seat belt law and you don't want to wear your darn seat belt, that the benefit is so much in wearing it that they ought to force you to. So now, should people just beat you over the head and say, quit eating that steak, eat this piece of fish instead? The answer is absolutely no. The evidence is very thin. So if you've watched all the talking heads in the last 3 days or 2 days, they've said, well, up to 3 servings a week, don't overdo it. The idea that eating beef in modest amounts is going to hurt you is there's no good evidence of it. But if you start eating a whole bunch of it and it makes you overweight, we know obesity is associated with all those cancers. It wasn't the beef that did it. It could have been the donuts and the French fries that did it. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Do you like that, or you didn't like it?
Well, no, I'm okay with it.
All right,
I'm
all
okay.
right.
I was
So
okay with everything except for the hand gesture my way, but I'll get over it.
Okay, so everything about...
I'm used to that by now.
Okay, everything about this is that it is trying, and I'm not sure I really agree with it. When we give you that scientific study where penicillin cures strep throat and this other stuff doesn't, that is solid data that making this step is beneficial. When we tell you that eating beef is harmful, the evidence is so thin that the authoritative recommendation shouldn't browbeat you into believing it. I guess that's the end of that. That's enough.
All right,
so
Doctor.
go eat your steak, but don't eat 6 a week. Eat 3. How about that?
Oh, I like that.
And and eat it with a salad, not with French fries.
All right,
How about that?
now, all right, we'll talk about that later. Anyhow, wait a minute. At this time, we always give Dr. Whaley an opportunity to discuss anything current, new. We break a lot of news here in the medical world out there. What's going on, Dr.
Well, we were the first ones to break the vaping story months ago, but our new engineer, Chris, is an expert at this because he's been in the very heart of this medical news business when he was down at WebMD. This is the top 2 things that came in the news yesterday. What's the first one say?
Chemical burns may be vaping lung damage source.
What's the second one say?
Seaside Living sues.
No, third bullet.
Where? Oh, wait, you're
Oh, it's got...
Well, you told me the second thing.
It's all right here. Okay.
It's the first thing or the second
All right,
thing?
no, the first thing. Okay,
right.
Chemical burns may be vaping lung damage source. The one below it said, and I cut it off. Sorry. The one below it said, no specific chemical yet identified, but CDC identifies a trend. Well, here's the CDC stuff right here I want to talk about. The first thing about what they've proven is 70% of this now 1,000 cases of people with lung disease have had THC in the product that they were vaping. Second, the autopsies done on the ones that died and the CAT scans on the ones...
Here come the steaks.
No, that's the beer.
No, you don't want to bet me on that one. The steaks, baby.
You're right. It's
Yeah.
the steaks.
All right.
Where'd the beer truck go?
Beer truck will be next.
All right. So, 70% contained THC. 50% contained nicotine. But almost all of them were what you would call secondary black market products,
Yes.
and did not come from the legit shop or from that company Juul. Now, I wanted you to have a chance to be the first to break it. Now, this is just This is some of the brand names of the stuff that people have smoked, and I want you to just start reading them. I want you to tell me what kind of idiot would buy something in a daggum convenience store.
Hey, give me a vial of those moon rocks.
Yeah.
Give me a vial of cookies.
And it can come in one of those things that looks like a flash drive. Now these are the brands.
Who buys Mario Kart?
Who buys TKO? Who buys California Confidential? Who buys?
Now the California Confidential, I see an underlying theme there.
Who buys Naked? Who buys Salt Nick? Who buys Views Alto? There's 70 of these cracky names. Now listen to this. They show that 90% of these are all coming from the same place. And the packaging that they've got, which is very crude, the packaging that they've got is the same, and all they do is just slap a different name on it. So it's like a Cadillac and Oldsmobile and the Pontiac had all the same stuff with different chrome, right? So
I'm a little, when we start talking about stuff like, let's go with vaping, for me, on one side, I don't like government regulation. I don't like
You
that.
don't?
No, I do not. But on the other side, as a consumer, I do want to know that my food won't kill me.
They got to get this
I
stuff
do
off
want to
the line.
know,
Me too.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
So this right here, if somebody is vaping, and I'm not going to take a position on vaping, all right?
I've already done it.
I believe adults do what they want to do.
Whoa.
I got a cheap cigar sitting at home waiting
I've
for me
already
now.
done it. I told you that
All right.
vaping, a legitimate nicotine product for an adult who has been smoking for years and cannot quit, is a much safer alternative than continuing to
Got
smoke.
it. So when
But
it comes
should
to
be
that-
bought from a legit place. It should be known nicotine, and it should not be coming from 7-Eleven and called THC.
Okay, when it comes to that, because you're 100% right, and I'll say it, I've got a cheap cigar waiting at home for me. If an adult is...
What happened to the good ones I brought you?
Easy. We'll get to... You're slacking a little. But here's the point I want to make. But if an adult is sitting at home, I just think whatever they're putting into their vape pipe, whatever it is, will not result in a call to 911, an ambulance, and cardiac arrest.
But it will. Remember
okay.
the high school?
Yeah, but that's because they're just buying any
Oh,
of this.
yeah. Oh,
yeah,
you mean
see what I'm
if he...
saying?
Oh, no. If
Well,
he,
when they go buy the product...
If he goes to CVS
Right.
or he goes to the pharmacy and he buys it, or he
And there's
goes
a legitimate
to
product
shop.
on the shelf.
If it's a Juul, it's a legitimate product. It's been tested by the company. I wouldn't buy any other brand.
Got it. I got to get. We got to get out.
We gotta-
because
we gotta-
They're over there, and the more time we give them, the
Well, if we take time from them, I'm going to hear it tonight anyway.
yes, you are. Hey, this
Go
is
see the wall, guys.
Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley, brought to you by North Georgia Cancer Research, affiliated with Northside Hospital. We appreciate you so much. Don't forget, YouTube channel, Fetch Your News, FYN TV playlist, Ask the Doc. Share this segment with your friends. And if you have a question, info, I-N-F-O, at Fetch Your News, and put in the subject line, Ask the Doc. Thank you very much.
Wait a minute, I'm going to tell you, that question on red meat just came in yesterday, and the cancer question came in on Monday and is a follow-up to a prior program.
Absolutely.
So if you got some tweak and you want to bring it back up and learn a little more about it.
Well, if you
do
watch
that.
a segment and you have a follow-up on something that's in a family, that's great.
Yeah,
that's what we're
right.
here to do.
That's what we're here to do.
Okay, it is now time for the All-Star Political Panel. And yes, waiting in the wings. I should have the drum roll of the big music. Jane is back with us, Rick and Bruce. And we'll be back right after these messages.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in J next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in J next to Walmart.
Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and J, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
Hey folks, we're back. Relax a minute. Got to get this out.
I'm back.
We're back. It is. Hey, we're at downtown Blue Ridge, Sycamore Crossing. You're going to hear delivery trucks live show. This is time for the All-Star Political Panel. It's been a long time since we're all back together.
Well, yeah.
We got the band together.
Who's been traveling the most?
Just saying.
Yeah.
Jane, Rick, Bruce, and hey, we've got the one and only Stevie Richards is in the house. Look that up. Wrestler Stevie Richards. We even brought a plumber. We got plumber in case, right?
Is he charging?
I got to ask that.
Making
We got a
lots
doctor
of
in the
money.
house. We got a wrestler in the house. We got a plumber in the house. We got directors, producers. Actors.
Yeah, movie stars.
Movie stars, yeah. The talent.
Pundits, you know.
All right, guys, we always wonder if there's anything to talk about, but before we get down...
Not this week.
We always ask that. We don't really wonder. We just say it, right? But before we get down, for those that we do know, we have Florida viewers and California all over. And we are fortunate enough right here in Blue Ridge this week to have for about 3 days the replica of Vietnam memorial wall right here. It's the traveling wall.
Traveling wall.
In Blue Ridge for about 3 days. We had a coming in and setting up ceremony, which you can find details on that on FetcherNews.com. Our reporter was there. He did a nice story. And then today we have a full ceremony with Speaker of the House, David Ralston, will be there, among others. But did you go down yesterday?
I did.
What's your first feelings? Tell us a little bit about what that was like for you yesterday going down there as they were setting up.
Well, setting up was fine, but those riders that came in, those veterans, when they had all those motorcycles coming in, it was breathtaking, really. Breathtaking is the word for it. And, you know, the first time I went to see the wall in D.C. years ago, the first time I couldn't even walk down there. I couldn't take a step forward. It was so, whatever it was. The second time I made it down there. But everyone should go and just put their hands on that wall.
I get it. I have had an opportunity to go to D.C. and several years ago in LJ I had an opportunity to visit the wall when it came through there. And when you say put your hand on it, I get it. I understand. And until you do, you might not understand that. Rick, how about yourself?
I was on my way to Atlanta, and ironically, I stopped at the first stoplight coming into Jasper.
Right.
And there was a squad car there, and then all of a sudden, they came around the corner, so the whole entourage came right in front of my car.
Wow.
It was pretty cool.
Now, are you going over today?
Cindy and I are going to go over this morning.
Well, 11 o'clock. That's 11 o'clock.
I think the ceremony starts at 10, I believe.
Okay.
And I think Ralston speaks around 11.
Right, okay. I think there's some opening things, and then the speakers start around 11 or something like that.
Right.
Is FYN covering us?
Yes.
Good.
So.
Take a hat and take some. They have bottled water there, but it's very sunny and it's warm.
It's in an open
Yeah,
area, so when you
totally
get
open.
there,
You need a hat
you
for
need
sure.
a hat, and
I took a
right.
fan.
Okay.
And this is the last hot day for us because tomorrow's supposed to get much cooler.
Have you been over there? Are you going over there today?
We'll be going over probably later today.
Later today. You know, if we start talking about Vietnam, obviously your husband's a Vietnam veteran, and you know I will let anybody that wants to bring up things personally themselves and their family. That's not for me. It just brings up when I went and I watched. I was telling your husband, Dr. Whaley, when I watched people on the wall that would come up and be older people and they would just touch a name, and I just stood and watched.
Breaks your heart.
Mothers, and then when you start thinking, why do we need a traveling wall? Why do we need a traveling wall? And I'll tell you what, when you go, you realize we're fortunate. I was fortunate enough to go to D.C., but then you see the wheelchairs, and you see the older people, and you see the people maybe not financially able to go up to D.C. As you might think that's not possible. And you see that, and it's real emotional, and it really brings it to people, brings it home.
Yeah. Everyone should come up.
Right.
Cindy, my wife Cindy was there with Jane, and she said what was impressive. We've been to Washington several times, and we always go to all the memorials. But she said what was really impressive is they did they did like a 3D diorama of the statues. They can't transport the statues, obviously, that are there. So there's representations of the statues that are
electronically.
Well, it's almost like a deep 3D picture.
Okay.
Right.
And I haven't seen it yet, so I can't describe it accurately. But I'm going by what she said. She said that was pretty impressive.
Every name of every hero that sacrificed is on that wall. It's actually etched in there to where you can take a piece of paper
tracings. Yeah.
and trace the name. You see a lot of people doing that. So come out to Blue Ridge, as Dr. Whaley said, next to the post office. Everybody knows where the post office is, but on 515, on the northbound side, CVS, you see CVS, you see Town and Country Furniture, you see the Chamber of Commerce, and the post office. It's back there on the United Methodist Church, new property. Come out and see it. It is 24 hours a day. You can come out there 24 hours a day. As Dr. Whaley said, they don't want to make it a place where you go, play Frisbee and stuff like that. And we need to take this serious. 24 hours a day with security. You can come at any time. If you're traveling 300 miles, because it happens, or you're traveling from Atlanta and you're not going to get here till 11, you can see the wall.
There are signs out there on 515, by the way, to tell you where to turn.
Okay. So, what do we want to talk about first? I would talk about, listen to this, I love this, because, I listen to the media, and they're framing Biden like he's the Little League baseball coach. And little Biden has his baseball hat on, and Trump's attacking.
Sideways.
Yeah, Trump's attacking a kid.
He's the mean coach on the other side.
Right. No. What I'm saying is, listen to everything the media says. They'll say Joe Biden and his son. So they want to build this impression like, why are you being mean to Joe and his little boy? Right? You get it?
Yeah,
You get it?
yeah.
Did they ever say Vice President Joe Biden, former Senator Joe Biden, and his son that got kicked out of the military for cocaine, and his other son, Bo, died, and his son, Hunter, thought that Bo's wife looked better than his? Am I wrong there anywhere?
Am I wrong?
You're going
Did I
way
get
in the
anything?
weeds
Yeah,
there.
I mean, where did I get? Hey!
No, it's
Did I?
very factual.
Correct me.
Very factual. Yes.
What say you, Jane? You're waiting. You're wound up. Go.
It's just such a quagmire now. You don't know where to start. You don't know what to pull out first. I thought I wouldn't be just holding my hands up like what?
But here you are.
Or for anything worse. And here I am. I mean, we've got Adam Schiff giving that insane, ridiculous version of
Parody.
Yeah.
Everybody knew it was a parody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. But Congress just doesn't understand. Well, and we have that, and then we have Kamala saying Trump should be censored, and so I did tweet. I mean, I got back. I just couldn't stay.
Are you out there, Jane, and loving every minute of it?
And I said, Kamala, that Trump offends you because he says whatever, and this didn't offend you? This didn't offend you? I mean, you're just speechless,
Okay, no, I get it.
And there's so many things to talk about, but how can you explain it? I mean,
well, I like this. I love it because, as you well know, I do start my day. All right, along with a bowl of oatmeal, right, or something like that. That's how I start the day. And
it sounds good.
The American way, yeah. But I do start my my morning at 4 a.m. with CNN. All right, I turn on. I know, but I turn on CNN. Say, okay, what's the faxed narrative to all the networks this morning that they're going to run?
What can we expect every station other than Fox to be saying?
Exactly.
What's the message point?
Then I go at 4 a.m. I watch Early Start with Christine Roma and Dave Briggs, which the liberal. You know what? Years ago, and I'll say this not to get sidetracked, but years ago, they would deliver the news or deliver it without any expression. What's funny is at 4 a.m., like they will deliver a news segment and then sigh, like, really? They will do. They say that stuff, right? So
we believe you because we're not up watching.
The president did this yesterday, and they will look at it, really. So anyhow, then I go at 5 a.m. to MSNBC and I watch their narrative. But the interesting thing to me is they all jumped all over this. IG had information that had to go behind closed doors to the Intelligence Committee immediately. So they built this up. The IG's going in, and he's got information that it's urgent. It's got to get there. You know what he did? He showed up with a packet of documents on Joe Biden and corruption, and they dismissed it. They didn't. After that, you don't hear that on the news. When's the last time you heard that IG guy went to behind closed doors with him? Did you hear anything?
I heard that.
No. Yeah, you heard it, but after he did, right? Yeah. After he did. You know why? Because he showed up with a manila envelope of factual documents on corruption with Hillary and Joe and all of
Well,
us.
it's like the special
and
envoy.
They dismissed it.
The guy who resigned. They had him behind closed doors yesterday. Did you hear anything about it? No.
Oh, yeah.
Because he wouldn't give them anything. He didn't give them anything that they could, whip into a frenzy.
But why did he resign?
According to Jim Jordan, I mean, he blistered
Love
him.
that guy. Why did he resign before he even?
Volker, you're talking about Volker now.
Yeah.
What? Does anyone know what prompted him? Was he guilty in some way, or
I don't know.
he resigned the minute?
He just didn't want to be in the middle of that,
Quagmire.
S-storm.
Then he shouldn't have been up there in the first place. If you can't
All right, well,
stand
I don't
Yeah.
know. We should not find out because it's supposed to be behind closed doors. But I will say this,
There are no
okay?
closed doors.
Just, all right, Volker resigned last Friday, right? He resigned from the State Department.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why he resigned from the State Department is if you work for the State Department and they tell you to come in and, hey, come in, we want to see you, then Mike Pompeo could say, as Secretary of State, could say, no, my people are not coming in, okay? But if you don't work for the State Department, Mike Pompeo can't say you're not coming in. Now, I don't know this for a fact because I don't want to, be misunderstood, but I'm thinking out of the list of people that Schiff and them wanted to talk to at the State Department, this is the guy they wanted to send. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is the guy. Who do we want to send?
Yeah.
Okay, we want to send Volker. Volker, you retired.
You run with
today.
the ball.
You retired today. Go talk to him. That's my thought. So that's just my opinion.
Well,
Got
two
it?
things significant.
interesting.
Two things significant happened late last night and then through the night. Ukraine announced that they have opened an investigation against Biden.
Hell, you say. Sorry, just had to do
And
that.
the other thing that happened last night was Trump went along with Kevin McCarthy, and he said that he will be delivering a letter to Pelosi today saying
to
that
end the
there will
impeachment.
not be any more closed door sessions with any of the people that they're subpoenaing until there's a House floor vote on impeachment.
Wow.
He is forcing her hand today.
Okay, you do know I don't like Kevin McCarthy. I just want to throw that out.
I understand
I
that.
don't
You
Yeah.
don't like him? All right.
Well, come on. There's good days, bad days.
He had really. No, don't get me started.
I won't get you started.
Yeah.
Because what did Trump say this week?
He's slimy.
Pelosi handing out subpoenas like cookies. I love that.
That's right.
But you know what? Trump had the nerve. This is why I like this guy. I like this
Right.
guy. I do not run cover for Donald Trump. He is out there in their face. You know what he said? You see these people that are so entrenched into their party they can't say nothing. Like, oh my God, you don't say that. Trump went right after Paul Ryan. He went right after him. He said Nancy Pelosi is handing out subpoenas because you got a lot of Americans saying, well, when the Republicans had control, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? Because you study your government. The Speaker of the House is the one that signs off on subpoenas. Paul Ryan would not. Jim Jordan went to him. What's the guy in South Carolina? Trey Gowdy. All these people were going to Paul Ryan wanting subpoenas. He wouldn't sign off. Okay? Nancy. And Trump brought it up, didn't he, Rick? He went right after him.
Who was Romney's running mate when he ran for president?
Paul Ryan.
Thank you. Two of the most
That's a
deep
commercial.
state,
Paul Ryan.
two of the deepest state
I got it.
guys you could ever imagine, and it's coming out now.
And now Ryan is on News Corp's board, right? And he wants them to move away from being Fox News, from being Trump News, right?
Yep.
Got it, Rick?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
You have anything to add?
I've never been so convinced in my life that the deep state runs so deep and so far-reaching that I'm nervous that anything will ever get done.
Stop. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
You agree with
They
that?
do nothings.
You agree with that? The deep state. Are you so convinced now that the deep
My resources say
Oh.
that October, it's really coming down. October is going to be Red October.
Hey, can we do something like when you said your resources? Can we get a graphic and say Madam Jane and put a crystal
Madam.
ball right here?
Madam.
Well, no, I'm not.
Lady
I don't
Jane.
Lady Jane. Lady Jane. Put a crystal ball here.
We have
It's
to start at 9
time.
o'clock
It's
or something.
time for Lady Jane to discuss her sources. Go ahead.
Well, we've all been waiting, and they say, look, you don't understand. If you're impatient, it takes perfect timing to set people up. They say that Adam Schiff is going to be gone in October for one. So we're going to see. So I'm not nervous yet, although if I didn't have my resources, I'd be really nervous.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Bobby. You guys from around here,
Yes.
how they figure who's parked over here?
Cameras.
No, I don't know.
Oh,
Cameras.
Yeah, I guess.
Put your money in, they'll know.
They do.
Yeah, they come and jerk
Believe
your
me,
car.
if you don't, you'll know too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I figured that,
Ah.
but I just, it's like,
Yeah.
there's no receipt or anything to put on your car.
As we said, folks, these are sights and sounds of the city that we come up with on live television.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Enjoy the town.
Enjoy your boot.
Just good stuff.
All right, let me bring this
Are
back
y'all still-
together.
Let me come back. Let me come back to what I was
Rain
saying.
Man.
This
Bad
is a
boy.
live show. No, this
me-
is a
let me-
live show, and we have a
Yeah.
parking lot, and guests to our lovely town had a question, and we will always break for that. You understand, team? Okay, let's get back.
All right, huddle up.
Where
Well,
were
it's
we
so
at?
nice when
Let
he's
me-
on
Your
it, no.
sources. No, I want her sources. We never got past that.
We're not going to reveal her
Well, you
source.
stopped me right in midstream.
Well, I will reveal one source that people should go and read every day, and it's on Twitter, and his name is I the Spy. Now, there are bunches of I the Spy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't know who they are. It's just I the Spy. And he is a definitely well-placed person with well-placed things to know. So just read that and you'll get a little encouraged. He speaks in very short sentences, some just words. And by the way, a bracket is a kill bracket. So if someone's in a bracket, that means their days are numbered.
Whoa.
And
Wow.
Adam Schiff was in a kill bracket about 15
Oh my
times.
gosh, there you go.
Adam Schiff's gone.
Yeah, be sure to check the index.
We're off the air.
Jeez.
Shift is going to open an investigation.
Yeah, right. You know, you do think
I know
so.
nothing about that, Adam. What say you, Rick? You were in midstream.
I was in mid-thought, and now I'm trying to recollect. I don't know if
Parking lot intrusion.
I don't know if anybody watches Levin on Sunday nights. I tell you what,
The great one. Always open up
Yeah,
with
the
the
great
great
one. He is just tremendous. And he had Peter Schweitzer on, and he said something that was really compelling. Well, he says a lot. His books are great too, by the way.
Yes.
As you know. He said Trump came in and changed the entire business model
The paradigm, the whole thing.
that the D.C. elite have been operating under for years.
Right.
Totally changed the business model. Before, it was you get elected, you go in, you pay your dues, and you come out a multimillionaire. How does that happen? Why isn't guys like Blumenthal investigated? Where's he getting all of his dough? All of a sudden, he goes from, a net worth of X to a net worth of Super X. They can't stand it. And my concern, like I said before, is that there's so many Republicans that are in the same mindset with that business model that they're afraid to bust up the paradigm as you described it.
Yeah.
They're afraid to go along with drain the swamp. They're afraid to go along with what Trump is saying, and that's why I'm concerned that will anybody in this two-tiered justice system that's been put in place, will anybody in that elite tier ever come to trial, ever be judged? And I think the only one that can do it, and it seems some days like Trump is working by himself,
Yeah,
with
you bet.
not a whole lot of support.
3 or 4, Nunes, Johnson,
I like Jordan. I like Nunez.
Collins.
Yeah, and he's got Bill Barr, too. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
Bill
it's
Bill
What-
Barr.
What say you? I
Quite a
mean,
few,
in
but
this
not
conversation, where are you at on something?
Yeah, it's scary to a degree, but I mean, Washington's known to be like a gravy train for these guys and gals. They come in and $174,000 a year, whatever it is, plus medical and a pension and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and not to change the subject, but wasn't it very nice? No, wasn't it very nice that, and I'm happy he's okay, that the multi-millionaire senator from
Boy.
Vermont had a moment where he was exhausted, sat down, went right over to a hospital, was able to use his Cadillac senator plan and get stents put in immediately, and he's
Back on the campaign trail
Right.
next week.
And so
And
can
if we had that Medicare for all, I mean, just when you say that, I'm just saying,
That was the first thing he said when he woke up. Medicare for all.
right? Oh, you do that so well. I mean,
Yeah,
Go
well, the people that come across the border illegally, they can do the same thing just as fast. If we get Warren on there,
We
I
don't
mean,
want
they're
Okay.
going to be able to get free medical care, and
I
our
want to talk
veterans
about
are dying.
I want to talk about a couple things. One, I have said this on the show is okay. We can't just cheer. Okay, we have to realize what day is coming. All right. One, I've said how many times? What would really hurt Trump at the ballot box, as we call it, the economy. So the deep state is doing everything they
are.
can
It's
to
horrible.
crash
To crater the
It's
economy.
Exactly,
bad.
because the majority, there's only 3% of people that pay attention. The majority of Americans vote their pocketbook. Sad to say, but they vote what they call
That's
their
historical.
wallet, right? They
That's
vote
very
their wallet.
historical.
If their wallet is good on election day, they vote for the guy, and if it's not, they may not. So, first of all, crash the economy. Second, we have to stop cheering. We can get excited, but we have to stop cheering when things are said, because I said it on my show. The day William Barr went and he said, we need to get to the Genesis. Remember that day, right? We need to understand out here what that really meant, because when he said he's going to get to the Genesis, we should have known this day with Adam Schiff and the Democrats was coming, that they were going to stop that at all costs. Then he said, yes, I do believe the Trump campaign was spied on, right? Well, guess what? From that moment, the Democrats took him serious, and they've concocted all this and put all this together and said, basically what they said is, we're going to yell louder.
Yeah.
You have all the evidence.
Divert attention.
Right, you have all the evidence, you have all the proof, but we are going to yell louder than you. And that's what they're doing, is they're yelling louder. They never say corruption, they never say anything.
Well,
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Rush said this week, the exact same thing we were talking about last week and right now, that, all these things are like, in a Funkin' Wagonals jar on somebody's back porch, hermetically sealed. And after this falls on its face, what's next? What's the next
What are they gonna
card to
make
be
up
played?
next?
We've said this on the show I don't know how many times.
What's the next card?
The Democrats do not have a candidate,
Right.
a viable candidate that can be. They have nobody that's electable, and Biden was the only shot they got. Now he's going in the toilet. So what are they? What's the only thing they can do is keep discrediting and try to bring
Hillary.
impeachment proceedings.
They're floating Hillary again. You know that they're floating her.
Well,
the networks are.
I can see why she can float.
Well, when I watch, oh
seats.
yeah, okay,
Which
all
is
right, that was a good one.
Which is
So let's get back. No more Hillary stuff for now.
Yeah.
No, she did acknowledge that there's a witch hunt. So
Okay.
that makes her officially a witch.
But what I watch
Or a warlock.
What I
She's
watch
in a
on the
coven
media
of
is I
Yoko.
try to frame their narrative, and over, no matter what you turn on, ABC, CBS, no matter what network you turn on, they talk about Trump asking a foreign country to investigate his political opponent, right?
yeah, it's framed like that.
It's framed like that. It's never that Trump wants to know if Vice President Biden is corrupt. It's his political opponent.
Right.
Well, now let's get it very clear, okay? One, Biden's not his political opponent today because he hasn't been through any votes. He hasn't been through the DNC convention. He hasn't been named. At that time, he will officially be a political opponent.
Yeah.
But also the way they're framing it, let's go back and look, okay?
Look at the timeline.
Look at the timeline. Elizabeth Warren has been kicking Biden's ass long before this Ukrainian.
Yeah.
I mean, don't we all feel, before you ever heard Biden and Ukraine from this past 2 weeks, that, how about those two debates where Kamala Harris sucker punched him with a left and he got the hell beat out of him in 2 debates? Did you hear Ukraine in one of those debates?
No.
Did you hear one of the moderators say, recently the President of the United States has asked a foreign country to investigate you? What do you say? You didn't hear that on a debate stage, did you?
No.
because they were beating the hell out of Joe for what? Being friends with Southern racists. Oh, that seems like years ago, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we did.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
But they frame it. They frame it as President Trump asking a foreign country to investigate his political opponent.
Yeah.
No. Joe's been getting the hell beat out of him for months. Excuse me, I keep saying that. But what say you?
Well, think about this. First of all, the president
I'm gonna
can
sit back.
investigate anybody. You know, the president can say what's going on. Okay, I will. So, think about this. Do you know who Mitch McConnell is married to?
Go for it.
Well, I don't know her name, but I know she's from China.
And the whole family.
Whole family.
Yes,
and
sir.
you want to
Elaine Chao.
investigate.
Elaine Chao.
You guys are so good.
That's why we're here.
You want
I'm
to
gonna tell you
investigate
what.
someone. You investigate Mitch McConnell and where his money comes
His nerves
from.
are shot.
Oh,
Mitch McConnell's nerves are
my
shot.
gosh.
And I wouldn't
No
doubt.
one's talking about it.
That's exactly right.
That's why I said
I
it's
knew it.
far-reaching.
It's going.
Let me tell you
Well,
something.
yeah.
Mitch McConnell has probably gotten a phone call from Trump saying,
Whoa.
"Don't open your damn mouth."
And he
man."
hasn't either. I mean, have you noticed? He
And
Well, he-
Adam Schiff's sister is married to George Soros' son.
give me a break.
Oh, yeah.
I think, and I know they don't like it, but I think Schiff is mentally ill. I'm with the president. I'm with all. I think it's mentally ill. I think it's a coup, and I'm tired of the bullshit.
It
Just
is a
like
coup.
Trump said.
It's a
Somebody's
coup.
got to say. I mean, I'm sorry for that. Now they can label this. BKP had a very profound laced segment this morning. That's what they did the other day.
If you look at Adam Schiff's background, and he's got ties to the Ukrainians too.
He does.
I mean, they were doing fundraising for him, and I got the notes here. I mean, what was that guy's name? Igor somebody. Everybody's
That's
named
a nice
Igor,
shot.
aren't they?
Yeah, that's a good guess.
I will tell you what. The only thing I've been-
Igor Pasternak, CEO of Worldwide Arrows. He's a Schiff fundraiser so he could get Ukraine contracts. Adam Schiff had absolutely no interest in Ukraine until this guy comes along and raises a bunch of money for him, and then all of a sudden he's pro-Ukraine and let's help this guy, let's give them some contracts. And again, they're all dirty.
Go ahead,
You got
Jay.
Pelosi's assistant, the woman from Ukraine. Have you read that? Pelosi's personal assistant is from Ukraine. Her father is an oligarch, or he was a representative for U.S. and I mean, I don't know.
When
so
you say
we got
that,
Pelosi.
I love it because the one thing, there's a handful of things that I don't like, but I like about all this is because I made it 50 some years without ever saying oligarch.
Well, not supposed to
Oligarchy.
say that.
Right?
Why
now,
not?
No, just not saying it. I had no reason to say oligarch. Now everything's
we never thought about
yeah,
it.
I never thought about oligarchs
Right,
in
me either,
Ukraine and
really.
Russia. Now it's like, wow, that's one thing I like is I'm always reading about an oligarch. I mean, oh my
Do
God.
we
Is
have
it-
oligarchs in this country?
I don't know.
I presented
Well, you know
something.
what? Well,
Oh, yeah, there- I'm
could
sure
it be
there are.
Rockefeller? I mean, it's wealthy, powerful people that are oligarchs.
Mark Zuckerberg?
Zuckerberg, Amazon.
But you're right. I like what you said because I recommend this. I read Peter Schweitzer's book, Clinton Cash. We learned a lot, and it was factual. Clinton Cash was factual. We learned a lot. We know about Bill Clinton's $500,000 speech that the Russians paid for, all the above. We learned through Clinton Cash how she was basically taking the Secretary of State's plane, which belonged to us, the taxpayer, and everywhere she bounced down, somebody on the plane went behind the dumpster and got the bag of cash. I'm serious.
Do you think Obama's doing that now?
That's a
Right.
great
Do
visual.
you think
I mean-
Obama's doing that now?
Huh?
Do you think Obama is doing that now?
Yes. I do
The
think
exact same model.
same model.
Flying around the
Obama.
world, giving speeches, and all that money that he
Yeah.
filtered out is
The dump
cycling back
behind
to
the
him
dumpster.
legally.
Behind a dumpster.
That is money.
$950,000 for his speech.
So I will recommend Peter Schweitzer's book.
Biggest money launderer going is the
Biggest
CIA.
money, that's right.
What's the-
right.
what's-
right.
what's-
the CIA?
I will tell you this.
Right.
I started hearing some things. I heard Rosemont Capital. So I started hearing some things. Goes back, well, a while back, but a year ago. All right. So I did some research, and then I bought Schweitzer's book probably about 7 months ago, and I read the book.
Mm-hmm.
It's very clear. When you brought up China, okay, very clear. Now, it's hard to get this message out, I think, sometimes, but yesterday the President of the United States, and they're freaking out, and he looks at the camera and says, hey, I think China should be looking at these Bidens and doing an investigation. And they're freaking out because you know what? Not one news outlet said that Hunter Biden, from Rosemont Capitol, got off our friggin' plane. And while Joe was having a meeting, he didn't go over to get ice cream. He went over and came home with $1.5 billion.
It was the green noodle dish.
Right?
Yes.
And he went and he got it. And I'll take the number 7, right? I'll take the number 7. Chopsticks. He comes home with 1.5. They keep making it like, well, when I was traveling, I took my little boy Hunter. No, he's not a little boy. He's a damn grown crook. Anyhow, so
Cold.
Stone
Stone
cold
cold
crook, man.
I love that.
So anyhow, Biden's son. Now, we here don't quite understand a government bank. We don't. Although we have a government bank, Federal Reserve. We'll get into that one day.
Central Bank is pretty bad.
Okay, so anyhow, but the Bank of China is truly the Bank of China. Never, first time ever, that the Bank of China did that for any private capital fund. Rosemont Capital, first time
They were
ever.
going to be set up where, in
Right?
Arizona?
First time
New
ever.
Mexico.
I'm not sure.
New Mexico,
They
yeah.
set up a real estate thing in New Mexico. Then just take time. Devin Archer, find out who he is. John Kerry's in this. Hunter Biden, Joe,
Kerry's
Obama.
stepson's doing
Yes. Look it all up.
Whitey Bulger's son.
Whitey Bulger. Now, why do they not like the bull up there in Connecticut? Why do they not like Durham?
Well,
Because he
There you go. I know it would click.
was the prosecutor
Right.
on Whitey Bulger.
And he actually opposed Mueller's FBI team's assertion of what was actually going on in events.
Exactly.
And Mueller does not like him, correct?
Right.
Correct. I like to be correct. So, I'm just going to say things correct,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But
Yep.
Mueller's team on the FBI in Boston, right, against Whitey Bulger, Mueller's team, right? I call him Bull Durham.
Same place, same
Durham,
guys were in place.
Connecticut. Mueller doesn't like him. Whitey Bulger's son. Let's just say it. Now, he is doing the investigation. Oh, by the way, if they would have protected Jeffrey Epstein quite the way they're doing the whistleblower,
yeah, right.
Oh, by the
I
way,
am
guess
running.
who?
I got to get off this.
Guess who the attorney is representing the whistleblower? Former attorney for Hillary Clinton.
We got to get our drum roll. We got to get our drum roll. Okay, now this is not winners or losers. We're almost there, but I want to make sure if there's a subject. Was there something today, Bruce, that we wanted to talk about that?
Yeah, do you remember that they've been showing Chuck Schumer? You know,
Chuck Hughes?
back
Schumer.
in 17,
Chuck
I think,
Schumer.
right before the inauguration, saying, you know, if anyone or Trump messes with the intel community, they have 6 ways.
6 ways from sideways to get
to
get
get
you.
Get 'em. That was a threat.
I mean, do you see that coming to fruition here?
Absolutely, I do.
Well, no,
Sorry.
no.
Yeah,
You
I
lost-
mean,
Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, look at look at Clapper or the other one,
Brennan.
Brennan.
Oh,
Brennan is right at the top of the pinnacle,
yes.
sitting right at the right hand of Obama, starting all this
I got
stuff.
I got it.
I mean, you just go through and just connect the dots, folks. It ain't tough.
Now, some people think they talk in codes. All of them talk in codes. But you've got Pelosi, besides what you're talking about, Pelosi said, I pray for your family and your safety. Remember that?
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you hear that? That's just a direct threat. It's what that is, some people think.
Right.
And some people say that many attempts have been made on forgive me, on Trump's life.
Yep.
Like maybe 7
Really?
bona fide attempts have been made
Yep.
on his life.
One for sure out in Las Vegas.
What subject did you want to bring up this morning?
I figured that we were going to go here. I mean, all I've been doing for the last 2 or 3 days is trying to be able to pronounce these Ukraine names. So that's, I mean, I think we hit the core subject, and I said my piece about the business model. I'm convinced that everybody's nervous about their gravy train all of a sudden drying up.
Well, and I think going back to that thing about the letter he's going to send, if there is a vote on the floor and they get away from this impeachment inquiry, that means then in any witnesses or things like that, Republicans can ask questions.
That's right.
Which is a huge point. Because now in the inquiry, They can't ask any question. Only Democrats.
Went behind closed doors.
Really?
Democrats, Republicans could ask no question.
They allowed one in
I
there.
didn't know that, but I think
And no
I thought
staff.
they recapitulated and said
Yeah.
2 could go. And after
I thought
the-
it was just one, but
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
astounding. I mean, the
It is
shell
astounding.
games.
What
being
subject
played.
did you want to bring up today?
we did it.
We did. We did.
Yeah.
We did it.
I mean,
Boom.
what
I got it.
I want everyone just to watch through October. I have high hopes. Literally, I really do. So October could be significant, and if it's not, it'll be very disappointing. So.
Does Rudy Giuliani help or hurt the president?
Oh, that's
Help.
a great question.
Help.
Can you expand a little?
Rudy throws all kinds of balls out there and they can't take it.
Yeah.
Okay, you remember when you had all the balls in gym class, and you just went ahead and opened the net and just went like that, and they were all over, and
Yeah.
people were running trying to catch them.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
a
Rudy
good
Giuliani,
analogy.
man. He throws them all in the air, and I love every minute of it.
Yeah.
Rudy said, you know what Rudy said? Hey, I'll testify before Congress. I'll be glad to. Can I take my charts? Can I take my
Yeah,
graphs?
right.
Can I take my videos? Can I take my evidence? Love him. I think he's fine.
Okay.
All right.
That is why Biden went to all the major networks and said,
Get
"We
him off the air.
Don't let him speak anymore. He's
Home run,
killing
Rick.
me."
Home run, Rick. Home
Yeah.
run, Rick. Get him
Yeah.
off the air. That's right.
Yep.
So winners and losers, air balls, air shots, whatever.
Okay, we ready for air ball. Kamala Harris was at a gathering, and she asked the crowd, "Is
In
America
Reno."
ready for me as president?"
No.
And not everybody, but there were a lot of no's. And supposedly she was like just for a moment she
Really? What
couldn't
a-
say
She
anything.
was a
but
deer in headlights.
Who wrote? She got on the bus. Who wrote that line?
that could be Kamala's
dumb enough to ask.
bow out. Okay, there you go.
That was my loser too. It was
She
great.
could lose enough for the both of
Yeah, I
them.
know.
A Dr. David McCareth. He was a National Health System employee in the UK. 30 years he's acted as a medical assessor. He got fired for not calling a 6-foot-tall guy with a beard a she or a Mrs. The Employment Tribunal said such beliefs are incompatible with human dignity and conflicts with the fundamental rights of others. He's going to court on it. It's ridiculous.
What pronoun do you identify as? You have a pronoun.
A
Go.
she, a her, a
What's your
girl, a
pronoun?
woman. I mean,
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
my 15-year-old
Yeah.
nephew.
A mother,
I keep
a
saying-
grandmother.
a wife.
I keep saying it over and over. My 15-year-old nephew says in school that they're getting to where they want to know what pronoun do you want to identify. Winners and losers.
Well, my loser was going to be Kamala.
For
again
sure you can
from
find
Reno.
another one. I
But
mean, there's enough
I've
losers
got to
out
say
there.
that Adam Schiff, I believe, is going to
Oh.
really end up being a big time loser with if the what do you call it, a soliloquy or a
Soliloquy.
or the diatribe that he did trying
Yeah.
to
Oh, the
describe
parody.
Parody, excuse me, thank you. I knew it ended with a Y. If he does, I mean, if that doesn't, I agree with you. I think he's not stable.
Yeah, I think it's great.
And if you go back, please go back and look at the connection to he and Ed Buck, the guy that was just
Oh,
the
geez.
guy that
Standard
was
Hotel.
Standard
Florida.
Hotel, Superior Oil,
It's coming
Keck
out.
family. I mean, the whole thing is just a cabal out there.
The Buck guy's finally been charged.
Yes, he has.
Finally.
Finally.
3 bodies.
So
later.
he's
Right,
my loser.
unbelievable.
My winner, and Trump echoed it. He said Kevin McCarthy's his winner for taking the time to write
All right,
the
I'll
letter
give it to him.
to Nancy. I know you don't
All
like
right.
him.
I-
He wrote the letter to Nancy and said, "This is going to stop. You need to play by the rules."
I just think he's the demon spawn of
I understand.
Biden, John Boehner and
Yep.
and Paul Ryan and those. So
McConnell.
but I'm going to let you. It's your winner. It's your winner. You
We
Thank
did
you.
one thing good.
What do you got?
I'm going to predict.
Oh,
Oh,
whole different direction.
I'm going to predict that Biden, Daddy, Biden, Sonny Boy, and
Quid pro
Adam
Joe.
Schiff will be prosecuted. Whoa! My reputation is at stake.
wow. That's pretty heavy.
Pretty heavy.
Going with that, are you?
Yeah, keep that on the
That's a
tape.
closer. That's a closer right there. Boom. That's when you drop the mic.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Show's over.
Quid pro
Prosecutor.
Joe.
Folks, I agree with the panel, and I want to tell you how much I enjoy this panel and getting together with them. First time in a long time. The four of us have been together. We have a good time, but we really think we discuss a lot of issues that are important, and we get information out to you. I want to, before we get to our next segment, there's things that are thrown around. You know, we talk about our Constitution, and we talk about our democracy and so forth. The other day, the president of Finland could not get out of this damn country fast enough. All right, and I actually watched two interviews where he was at when he was in the Oval Office and the press conference. And these foreign leaders are not worried about standing next to Donald Trump. They just can't believe that we are this damn crazy. They do. They come to this country and they're like, and they see the media and they're like, I need to get out of here. Okay, so this nice president of Finland could not get out of this country fast enough. That being said, the word treason is getting thrown around like Skittles in a coffee shop cup there that you pick up. You know, just get all the Skittles you want. Treason. But I do think it's time that we have to look into that. And I would like to bring up on treason charges in this country media. I would. I don't want to hear First Amendment. I believe in the First Amendment. But intentionally trying to bring down our government, it's that serious to me, I think is treason, and the media cannot hide under that veil any longer. Now, I have always said, if you watch my show during the week, I have said for months, hashtag, you hear, hashtag deep state corporate corrupt media, right? I do it every day. I put it on social media for months. I've stopped really saying fake news. So I don't know if the president's been watching, but I liked the other day when the president of the United States looked in the room and did the back in the media. He said, you guys, I'm no longer going to say fake news. I'm going to say corrupt media. You're corrupt. I think you got that from me. But it's true.
Whoa.
All right? Treason. All right? I think Shift. I think media. I think Chuck Todd. I'd love to see Chuck Todd in jail. I will visit. Okay? I would. I'd love to see Chuck Todd, Margaret Brennan on Sunday, CBS. I think you should get to jail, and your new baby should have to come visit you. I know I'm getting really ugly here, but I don't care. I'll even throw Chris Wallace in the clink.
Oh.
All right, stop.
You can borrow my car.
Serenity now. Serenity now. Let me get back to serious, okay? But the serious, as I close, I'm watching people say clear and present danger. And if I could come through the TV, I'm telling you, I hear Nancy Pelosi are clear and present danger. Okay?
They're abusing a good Jack Ryan movie.
I hear Hillary Clinton are clear and present danger. And then they throw our president, our clear and present danger. Let me tell you what the hell's a clear and present danger. Is DF-41 missile from China that Joe Biden and Obama allowed the Chinese to develop while they were in office. It will travel, the Chinese revealed this week, it will travel 7,672 miles an hour. It will reach 9,300 miles. Experts say the missile can hit every corner of the earth. Now here's the upside. It will be here within 30 minutes or less. Faster than your damn pickup pizza that gets delivered to you. This missile will get to you. And here is the final, right? Here's the finale. It's got 10 figures. There you go. It's got 10 nuclear warheads strapped to it. 10, folks. 10. So it means it can get here in 30 minutes and then all of a sudden it can go boom, just like fireworks, and pick out 10 different locations to strike. That's a clear and present danger, damn it. I'm sorry. I'm tired of hearing this bull crap. No, the president said bullshit. This bullshit needs to end, all right? I'm sorry. I need to have serenity. I get a drink of water. Hey, I love you guys out there. I
have
really
a nice
do.
weekend.
Hey, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm like president the other day when this bull crap is bull crap.
Yeah.
We need to take a break. We'll be right back on the upside. Our sunny side of the program is right up after this.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, downdraft spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
8 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Ron on to the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson.
Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. We'll call this the sunny side of the show.
We may do some to calm down.
We're calm. We're calm. I have no idea what you're talking about. We're at downtown Blue Ridge, Sycamore Crossing on Friday morning, and it is now time to meet. It's time for North Georgia Senior Living with North Georgia's concierge, Jesse Barton from Cameron Hall in Ellijay.
Yes.
We'll go with that.
We will go with that. It's
How
been
are
a
you doing?
while.
I miss you.
I've missed you.
Last week I was here. You had to go do something, and we understand. But I've been doing a lot of traveling. It's the first time we've been together for quite some time.
I know.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. We've missed you around here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Despite what everybody else might say.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Again, let me get it straight. There's Jesse Barton, and you could at Cameron Hall in LJ, North Georgia Community Relations Director. I call her the Senior Living Concierge. Anything you need to know, you're moving into the area, you need to have that talk, okay? Whatever it may be with Senior Living, Jesse's the person you communicate with. What's going on?
It's actually been busy. I don't know. I guess it's kind of like different seasons. We're in a new season, even though it's 98 degrees on October 3rd yesterday. We're in a new season of life, and so people are starting to change their seasons as well. We're seeing folks that are needing a little more help now, or maybe they're lonely. So we've got a lot of movement happening.
We got a couple minutes here before, and I'm so sorry to say it, before the star shows up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She's really cute.
Yes, so we have our pet of the week. But you know what? I think the last time, I want to say it again just briefly, the last time you and I were together a while back, we have talked about when we actually started North Georgia Senior Living here and we talked about scams that seniors go through and how they're preyed upon, just factually preyed upon.
Terribly.
And I shared with you, I didn't realize how in-depth those scams are, because I've been spending a lot of time with my elderly parents because of illness, and they have the home phone. They're still the generation, they got the home phone. They've had it for years, and it's going to be there. Okay?
That's good. That's good. I'm married to a phone man, so we like those landlines.
I'm okay, but I'm just saying they're still the Had this home phone number for 35 years, okay? But what I didn't realize is how bad seniors are going through on a daily basis. So what happens is my parents are not to where they can get to answer the phone, so I keep the phone in my pocket. Rings off the hook. I answer the phone all day long, rings off the hook with scam after scam. Hey, we think your credit card's been compromised. Can you give us the last 4 digits of your social security number? I mean, it's all day long, and I did not realize how bad it was. I don't want to eat up your time with that.
No. It is, and I think we're just going to see it continue to get worse because they're successful with it.
Somehow it should be against the law, and I'm not one that sits here and advocates just making law after law. But if we're going to do anything and this is on my soapbox, if we're going to do anything at all, the people that raised us, went to work every day, came home, these people here, veterans, our seniors, let's pass and do everything possible to protect them in those years. That's just my opinion.
I agree. And I'm glad you bring that up because actually on October 16th in Gilmer County, the Gilmer County Family Connection, they do a lot of work with our local teens and local families, but they are trying to look more at our senior population. So on October 16th, they are hosting an information session. I don't have all the details right in front of me, but the Consumer Protection Guide that I brought about a year ago on the show, they're going to have some representatives from that office talking about how to not fall prey to scams. There's going to be information on different resources if you feel like you have been a victim. So that'll be a good, I'll get that information to you and maybe we can post it, but that'll be a good free session. They'll have those protection guides available as well. So and I found out it's interesting. Where do you think most of the scams originate from? Phone scams.
I don't know.
Jamaica.
Really?
They said in one of the recent classes that I took on at-risk adult crimes and those kind of things, they said that we are sending and this may get into a soapbox and I don't mean it one way or the other, but we have sent so many call center jobs to different countries that we've trained them on telemarketing.
Right. And they don't use it in the right way. Because, I mean, telemarketing's not, you just hear it, it's not the worst thing in the world. There may be things that, are good products, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
now, is there any subjects, a couple subjects today that you brought that you want to share with the viewers that you want to talk about?
It's just been interesting talking to families. I've talked to some that I've been talking to for 2 years and not ready, and then boom, a crisis happens. So I just want to encourage you, it's really been front of mind this week to have a plan. Whether you ever think you're going to need it or not, have a plan in place. Communicate that plan with your family because the family is wanting to make their decisions. They want to help you and do what you want to do, but let them know what's okay if they can't, if you want to stay at home forever. Let them know what's okay if you get to the point that you can't stay at home because they may try to keep you at home. And I equate it to telling our kids, hey, I'm never going to take you to the emergency room. Well, if you fall and break your arm, I'm going to take you to the emergency room. So,
right, I get it.
So too often we tell our parents we won't take you away from your house. And so then that decision time comes and they do everything possible and wear themselves down. Let them know it's okay to make alternate arrangements. That, yes, you would like this, but if this happens, you understand.
I would think it's best to talk about alternate arrangements for a reason. It's because intentions are one thing.
Right.
Reality is another.
Sure.
So if you walk in and you tell mom and dad, and you're the kids, and you tell mom and dad, don't worry, no matter what happens, we'll take care of you right here at home. Well, now, your intentions are great.
Your intentions are beautiful.
But what you said may not be something that can happen, and that can come on you real quick, and then you're dealing with, you never talked about things.
Right.
And because I'm going to say, I don't want to go too far, but that's happened to us personally in my family, because I will tell you this, speak for myself, is we tend to have eyes that never see our parents as old. And I just say it like that. We tend to have eyes that never see our parents old because we don't see ourselves aging. I'm not aging.
We're not.
We don't see ourselves aging, so we don't see them in that way. And then all of a sudden, you wake up one day and you have two, possibly, never thought it would happen, ill parents at the same time, and you have to deal with that. Then you're dealing with, you know what? I have to tell you this, okay? I don't want to get too. I'm going to get personal. I keep saying it, but I'm going to. Because I'm going up and I'm helping my mom and dad, and I told my dad, I said, you know what? And I'll share this with you, not to get some. I told my dad, because I'm spending about 10 or 12 days a month with them, because they're going through illness. And I said to my dad, I said, you know, I'm here, whatever you want. I mean, if you need bottled water, you need things that I won't go in. I mean, when I come here, whatever you two want. And I said, let me tell you something, Dad. I said, you guys raised us. We had our good days. We had our bad days. We had some things were, not fun to talk about. But you know what? We were never hungry, never went without clothes, never went without shelter. Sure. And it's just what I feel I need to do right now, So we feel that way, but we can't have that talk. We can't go with the talk of, hey, we need to call Jesse and talk about how do we have this. I'm sorry to get on soapbox.
No, I appreciate you opening up, because I think what you said about we don't see our parents as aging is actually a conversation that my family recently had. My grandparents, are wonderful people, and it's hard being in the industry because you see it, and people that don't necessarily work with seniors don't see it. And so my uncle actually called my mom the other day and said, I didn't anticipate mom and dad getting to that age. Not that they anticipated on passing, it's just that they were going to be the young parents forever.
It had an ugly stigma for years of putting mom and dad in a home.
Oh, it did.
It did, but
it's a threat. It's a threat.
The actual question needs to be, are we doing the right thing for mom and dad?
Right.
That needs to be the discussion.
Right.
I know we can go on and on. Is there anything?
Yes.
Is there anything that I got in the way of that you want to talk about?
Oh, I was trying to think if we've got anything coming up. It's kind of quiet right now as far as our events. We're going to participate in the Apple Festival stuff coming up.
Can't wait. We got that going on too.
There's a chili challenge in LJ coming up towards the end of October.
And we do know you guys have award-winning chili.
We may or may not have an award-winning recipe. So we're excited about that first Harrison Park Friends of Harrison Park Chili Challenge. We're going to have an entry, and so just check out our Facebook site. I put all of our events.
Are you bragging about your chili? We know you won an award at
Fire and Ice.
Fire and Ice.
Fire and Ice.
All right.
Yes, I am bragging on my culinary team because I can't fix chili like that.
Not your chili.
No, I am cooking a little bit, but that's another level that they do.
Jesse, I got to go. We got to get to the star. I appreciate it. I really missed you. I'm glad we got a chance to get back together.
Me too.
And you know what? I want to say here, North Georgia Senior Living. I have this. My label for her is the Senior Living Concierge of North Georgia, and I don't care. She is Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall in LJ. She can help you with anything as far as Cameron Hall and LJ, moving in, what it takes, medical, finances, everything. She handles all that. But she wants to be available. Tell me where I'm wrong. Anything you want to talk about where senior living is and coming into our area and what's going on, right? You want to be available to anybody.
Absolutely.
And it's like, are you doing the right thing for your parents? And I'm going to personally tell you, I understand that struggle, and I understand presenting it to mom and dad and talking about it.
It is. It's a struggle. And you know what's best for your situation, but maybe you just need an ear to talk through.
And that's Jesse Barton, Communication Director at Cameron Hall, LJ. How do they find you?
706-515-4100. But on the 23rd, we're going to be on the train that you hear in the background.
Yes, so it is a live show. We have a delivery truck. We have the train going. We are here starting up Small Town America. That's our job on Friday morning. and Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. When we come back, it's time for the star of the show. You've waited all week. Pet of the week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge.
And it's worth staying around to look. She is so cute.
Take us a break.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hey folks, we're back. This is, hey, how are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Look at your snout. Look at your snout. We're back. It's time for the Humane Society of Blue Ridge Pet of the Week. And who do we have here, Rena?
This is Piper. And Piper's about 6 months old. She is a hound mix. They have her listed as a dachshund / beagle, but I don't see the beagle. Could have a little bit of border collie, huh? Anyway, Piper is a sweetheart. She is not going to be a real big dog. She has a little bit of growth to go. This is it right now. All the bigger she is.
Hey, bring my puppy back over here. Let me check your choppers. Let me check your choppers. Let me
But
see.
she is an absolute sweetheart. Would you be nice? She's
I
like 6
am.
months old.
She's 6 months. I'm trying to get her. Let me see. Smile. Smile. Show me your tooth.
Bite 'em. Show them your teeth. Bite them.
I know how to handle my puppies. There you go, baby.
Anyway, she is. She's an absolute sweetheart. She rode very well in the truck. She walks well on a leash. She needs a little bit of training as far as focusing. She has a little bit of excited tinkles if she meets someone, a stranger. She gets a little nervous. But other than that, I mean, this is a very, very good dog. She is just such a little lover. All she's looking for is someone to spend her life with. And
that would be me.
Yes, it would be you.
Spend your life with me.
I don't believe she's been spayed yet, so she would be foster to adopt until such time that she gets spayed. And then when that happens, then the adoption goes through. But really, you got to come out and spend some time with her. She is such a little lover and just such a sweet little thing. Come on out to the Humane Society of Blue Ridge, 171 Mineral Springs Road, which is just off of Aska. And follow us on Facebook. We post lost dogs, found dogs, our dogs. We have pictures of our dogs. We have 6 other puppies there. Sienna's still there. She's just a year and she's a tiny dog. We have Jinx, Juno, Nico, and Sasha's looking for a home. We've got so many animals looking for homes and companionship, cats, kittens, you name it. We have all kinds of active cats, laid-back cats. They just want to sit on your lap. They don't want anything to do with you. Independent cats. The dogs, every dog there, if you ask me, is a sweetie looking for a good home, huh? Yes, you are.
We could roughhouse all day.
Yes,
We could.
yes.
We could.
She is a sweetheart. And follow us on, I said Facebook. Go to our website, humanesocietyofblueridge.org, and you'll see all of our adoptable animals. And call us if you need to, if you have questions, 706-632-4357. But come on out and see all of our animals. Sorry.
No, all right. Folks, let's find Piper's Forever Home. Okay, let's do that. And so many great things the Humane Society of Blue Ridge that they do out there. But the one great thing is they're ready to match you up or match the dog up to you. I don't know which comes first. We'll match somebody. But they do an outstanding job at, you have companion pets out there.
Yes.
We
have pets that would probably be great hikers.
Right.
We have
hikers. We have companions. We have pooches. We have mooches. Cats are on the other side. Oh, I got to
We
cringe.
have dogs that would be great for truckers. When Oscar left, he went with a trucker.
I never thought about that.
Yes.
I never thought
companion.
about that.
He has a sleeper truck, so Oscar goes everywhere with him. And he
So
has
what
a
was
ball.
the dog's name on Smokey and the Bandit that rode with...
Oh, that was the Beagle. His name was...
no, he was the Basset Hound.
I mean, a Basset Hound, I'm sorry. Yeah, Fred.
Okay, good. I thought I had you. Oh, Fred, right?
Oh, Fred,
He
yeah.
was a trucker
He went
dog.
out into the
I
water
got
and
it.
wouldn't come back. Yeah,
you
he
know
was a
what?
trucker
I thought I got you there.
No.
Yeah, so I never thought about
old.
that.
It takes a little longer.
Now, you're looking for different, when I say you're looking for a dog for different reasons, you're a truck driver, you want a companion, these people are awesome at matching up you companion dogs, family, or if you already have dogs in the home.
That's right,
You
yes.
got to schedule a meet and greet. Kids, and they're really good at that because sometimes we want the dogs to find their forever home.
Yes.
Okay. We don't like these guys and girls having to come back. Okay. We don't like you coming back. We like to make it a one-time thing. But also, all of the animals, all the pets are on Facebook. You can find them on the website.
Yes.
Okay. And let's help find Piper's Forever Home now with the Humane Society of Blue Ridge.org.
.org. Yes.
We got Paul's in the Park coming up.
Yes.
And we've got
Barktoberfest. Is Sunday. That's the first one over at Grumpy Old Men, and I will have Penny there. I'm fostering Penny right now. I'm going to take her to Barktoberfest. and Paws in the Park. I don't know what dogs are going at this moment, but there will be some dogs going to Paws in the Park. And they've got dog diving, or dock diving or
Yes,
something.
I love those dock diving dogs. Yes, we've checked your dental records and you seem to be fine, young lady. Okay? Folks, please, don't leave this little girl. Don't leave her in the cage. Let's find Piper's Forever Home. Again, the Humane Society of Blue Ridge.org. And they have cats.
We have cats and kittens. Lots
okay.
of cats and kittens.
Cover your
Active
ears.
ones.
You don't want to hear that. Stay off that side of the aisle, all right? I don't want to see you over there on that side of the hall. Over the cat aisle, okay? Folks, we got to go. We'll be back Monday night. And also, don't forget, it's Friday. That means what? It is Fetch Football Friday. We're going to be on the sideline. Your Fannin Rebels are traveling over to Flowery Branch to play Turkey Bluff. Pickett, Gilmer's off tonight. Pickett's Dragons will be hosting Southeast Whitfield. Union is at home. I forget their opponent. Alberton County. I think Alberton is Union's at home. But don't forget, you can go to follow us on Twitter, Team FYN Sports on Twitter. We're all over it. Hashtag all over it. Hashtag Fetch Football Friday. We're out. I will be back Monday morning in the office. You never know what I'm going to be saying. You got to tune in. 8 a.m. Monday morning. I think a beautiful weekend. Come up, ride the train. Enjoy our small town America, but most of all this weekend, come up, go visit the Vietnam Veterans Traveling Memorial Wall. Again, it is next to the post office, behind CVS on 515. There's signs on the northbound side. Chamber of Commerce, Town and Country Furniture back there. Come and visit that. It's here for 3 days. We're going to go. Hey, whistle says we're out. We'll be back Monday.